What is going on, guys? We are talking about Axis Football 25. Now, I haven't seen any confirmation that this game is coming out, but I'm giving you my list of things that are missing from this game. I made a video about like this before, and I think it was for Axis Football 24 though, and they did come through with some of the wishes. Okay, before I get into that, I'm going to address something right now. Axis Football 24, and I've never said this about any of their games, but this game is awful. I mean, this is an awful football game. And I was going to address this in a more, I was going to code it up a little bit and just talk about the issues, but let me tell you why I'm saying that. Okay. It's an awful football game, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. And I've mentioned this stuff in other games already, or I'm sorry, in other videos. Okay, this is the single reason why this game is just absolutely awful. I mean, it is a terrible football game. I'm not even going to try to code it up. I know they're a small developer, but the game is just terrible. Okay, look at this game right here. 74-71. Look at this game right here. You know why the scores look like that? Because the game is coded to force the other team to score whenever you score right away. And sometimes it's right away. When I played this game right here, as long as we didn't score, they didn't score. As long as we did score, they did score. That is how the rhythm works in this game. If we're down by 2 touchdowns, we can stop them. If we're up by 2 touchdowns, it's impossible to stop them. The game is not based on skill at all. Well, it might be a little bit, but these games here you're not stopping them if you're in a good lead. You're not going to. They're guaranteed to score. I mean, you can put tight coverage on guys. The ball's gonna go through your defender and they're gonna score. They're gonna break all the tackles they need. They're gonna run it on 3rd and long and break as many tackles as they need to. But my point is, they're going to score regardless. There's nothing you can do about it. They're definitely going to score. And that's on Hall of Fame difficulty. If you play less than Hall of Fame difficulty, then the game is just not worth playing. It's just super easy. And this game, you already know when the opposing team is going to score. And you're going to be right 100% of the time. And you're going to know exactly when they're not. You're going to know when play. It's a script. The game is scripted. If you run a fast-paced offense that scores fast, they will too. They're going to match you. These are 5-minute quarters, okay? Look at this. Look how ridiculous that 4th quarter was. They scored 33. They were scoring within 1 and 2 plays every time they touched the football just to make sure this thing went in overtime. Okay? So now let's get into our wish list of Axis Football 25. Because I haven't seen any confirmation of Axis Football 25, but nevertheless, I will still get it as long as they make the game. I would definitely get the game, okay? So, one thing that's still missing from this game is the left-handed quarterback. I want the left-handed quarterback in this game so that you can create left-handed players, okay? I definitely want the left-handed quarterback. I think that I may have mentioned that in one of my other videos. Okay? So let me go into it. When you edit a player, there's nothing that shows which hand they use, right or left. Everybody is just right-handed by default. And I think they can fix that probably. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they should be able to. I mean, it's easy for me to say. I'm not really a developer. I don't understand how this engine is made, but you would think that it would be right here somewhere, right or left, but it's not. Or maybe even on attributes, you know. But there's nothing like that here. I would say on personal info it would be on there, but it's just not. Another thing, batted ball catches. Batted ball catches are not in this game. I'm not sure why. Well, it seems like the type of engine they have, maybe it's not something that's easy to put in this game. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Okay, but the game is still missing batted catches like deflections and then catch it on deflections. I would love to see that make its way into Access Football. I mean, I think that would be a pretty good addition to this game. Another thing I want to see, and I'm going here for this reason, I want to see blocking attributes more realistic. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is they've added blocking to this game, animations to this game, and they've improved the blocking, but the blocking is extremely overpowered. It seems like it doesn't matter what your blocking attribute is. On some running plays, every offensive player is amazing, is an excellent blocker. You put a wide receiver on a linebacker, he will hold him up pretty easy. On certain plays, whenever they want the other team to convert, that's what it seems like. And on some plays, they won't even attempt to block. And that is basically when, based on whatever they want the CPU to do, if they want them to convert. If they don't want them to convert, they just won't pick up those blocks. But as long as they pick up blocks, they hold up those blocks. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about, like, if you take a quarterback like this and he tries to block and he's a 26 block, and then you try to deal with a linebacker who, I think block shedding is on here. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's see. Block shedding. And his block shedding is 86 or something. He should just run him over. Just knock him down every time. I don't think you should ever be able to hold up blocks. If you're a smaller offensive player and you're blocking linebackers, even though he's not really a big linebacker, but, a linebacker or a defensive lineman with good block shedding and good strength, if he has good strength and good block shedding, and you have a quarterback or a wide receiver with low-rated blocks, he shouldn't be able to hold him up at all. He should be able to just run him over. You don't see that in this. They hold up all their blocks most of the time on some plays, based on, like I said, the situation of the play. The running game is extremely overpowered in this because the blocking is overpowered, and it needs some adjustment. It's not very good, okay? I shouldn't see a 6 foot, 189-pound wide receiver holding up blocks against a 6'3", 240-pound linebacker with really good block shedding and a wide receiver with very low blocking. That shouldn't be the case. You should never see that. So that's one thing that, I want to see in Access Football 25. Another thing I want to see is, and I mentioned this in another video, I don't think this is something they can do because I think it's a budget issue, but I'm going to mention it anyway, and I don't blame them if they don't do it because it might be out of their reach. But basically, I want to see team sharing. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about when I create a team, be able to go to like a community creations and upload my team on there and download other people's. That way, players who create NFL teams or college teams or any team of that matter, I can go download that team. They can upload mine, and we can sort of have fun with that. Now, I know there's some element of there's something that comes with that from the developers. I think they need some type of servers or something. There's a budget that goes with that. It might be out of their reach. They are a small developer. I'm not going to knock them if they are not able to obtain that because they might not be able to. It might be out of their reach. But nevertheless, that is something I want to see in Access Football 25. Again, I have not seen a confirmation of an Access Football 25, but I will tell you this. With Maximum coming out, they are going to have to step their game up a little bit because I think I've always been a fan of Access Football. This year, I just think they just totally bombed. The game is it's really bad. I mean, I'm talking about the way they code the results of the franchise. It's overly scripted. If they could take that out of the game, they will have a good game again. Okay? That's all they got to do is take that out of it. Just make the AI more intelligent and make them a better team. Do not code or script anything because I'm 100% sure this stuff is scripted. I know it is. I'm certain of that. There's no way you can have scores that look like this without a script. How can 100% of the games be this close, regardless of 74-71, 18 to 14? It doesn't seem like it seems like it doesn't matter how low the score is or how high it is. It's guaranteed to be go right down. And it doesn't even matter if the team you're playing against is good or not. That means nothing, you know. And the game is they just totally bombed on it. Okay. Now, what else do I want to see? I want to see equipment edited into the game. Now, again, what am I talking about? I'm talking about like when you edit players, hopefully I can put gloves on this guy, make him not wear gloves. Well, actually, I take that back. You can already do that, but let me get more into what I'm saying here, okay? Because you can do that on here. See, you can select sleeves. Well, actually, I don't think you can select gloves, but you can select sleeves and visor. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and go back to what I was saying. Things like gloves and stuff like that, I want to see them. You decide if your player wears gloves or not. Maybe even select what color. Maybe have a list of colors that are based on the team that he can wear. Possibly put something like that on here because they're on the they're on the right page. They have sleeves and visor. Maybe even select different sleeve colors for your guy. You can turn sleeves off and on. Well, they don't need that. They don't need that. I understand this engine is probably limited in that area, so they don't necessarily need that, okay? But just, you already have whether or not your guy wears sleeves. Add the gloves to it. Select whether or not I have gloves. What type of face mask they have, I don't feel like that would make a difference in this. You can barely see the face mask or tell what type of face mask they have. The only way that would be necessary is if they enhanced the graphics. It made everything more visible. Okay? Now, another thing, I made a video about this before, and I'm going to bring it up again. I want to see body types in this game. Maybe two. You would need at least 3 body types, okay? Give me a heavy lineman body type, and then give me a slim body type that would be more based on a quarterback or a wide receiver. And then give me like a middle class body type that's sort of in between there. Somebody like a running back or a linebacker, somebody like that. He's a little bit muscly, bulky a little bit, but he's not huge. But you could definitely tell he has some muscle there or some bulk a little bit. And then, because I don't want my wide receiver to look identical to my defensive tackle. I just don't want that, or my defensive back to look identical to my defensive tackle. And again, it doesn't hurt the game too much that they all look the same because of the camera angle, the view. It doesn't necessarily stand out too much, but it would not hurt to have that in this game. And now another one that is kind of miscellaneous, but it's not a big deal. It's actually kind of silly, but I'll go ahead and say it anyway because it's in Retro Bowl. So it's still in Retro Bowl, or actually, yeah, Retro Bowl. It's in that game is trash talk. I want to hear some player bickering, some mouthing off a little bit. You hear that in Madden. You hear that in Retro Bowl. Actually, I think it's called Legends Bowl. Actually, is what the game is called. But yeah, I want to see that in this game. Legend. The trash talk that's in Legend Bowl or Madden or some of the other games. Maybe add a little bit of bickering. That right there always adds. And then also you have the NFL, or not NFL, I'm sorry, Wild Card Football. That has the trash talk too. Of course, that's more of an arcadey based game. But I want something like that in here. I think that just adds life to the game. It kind of maybe makes it a little bit more humorous, maybe, and this is Access Football. They don't have to worry about the licensing of NFL or anything like that. There's no sort of third party telling them what to say and what to do. They could probably even put some pretty cool trash talk in here where the guys say stuff that you wouldn't even be able to say. I'm not saying profanity and stuff like that, but I'm saying just maybe put some pretty good trash talk in this game. You know, in between plays or right before a snap, hear some guys talking a little bit. And another thing that's missing from this game still is diving catches. They have jumping catches, but they don't have diving catches. They don't have that in this, and I think it's time to put that in here. And diving catches are rare. They don't happen on every play and every drive. They don't even happen in every game. But I at least want it to at least be in the game, one way or another, put the diving catches in the game. And another thing I want to see is better catch animations. Sometimes it just looks like they just put their arms up in it. I just think they're a little bit too stiff. Maybe, hopefully, they can do something with some of those catch animations because they've improved the block animations. They've improved the throwing animations from the quarterback, and they've, improved it a lot. Hopefully, they can do something with the catch animations. Maybe enhance that a little bit, and even the running animations. The running animations are a little stiff in this. They're very stiff. It looks a little bit too. I don't even know what word I'm looking for. It looks a little bit too AI-ish, too robotic almost. And I want to see them improve the running motion, the way they hold the football, that type of stuff, the way all that stuff looks, the way the spin moves look. Work on the animations a little bit more for this game. And I think that would be a huge plus. Anyway, that's this video. I'm sure I have more stuff. I will probably follow up with it. And if I get more information on Access Football 25 or confirmation of it, I will drop more videos. Again, I did tell you how bad this game is and how much I don't like it. And I'm not taking that back. The game is terrible. The franchise gameplay is terrible. Just for the reasons that I stated at the beginning. But I'm still supporting this developer. I'm not knocking the developer. I think they are trying to find the right way to make a game that has the right level of difficulty, where it's not super easy. Maybe they just haven't found that yet. So I will support this developer, and I will continue to buy these games. But anyway, that's this video.